I loved how offended Chris Sims was about the hole in the shirt.
I am too, and I'm glad he brought it up.
You are as well?
I can't tell you for the last week how many people I've talked to about the strategic hole right here. I have shirts, I have sweatshirts that are worn, that are tattered. Never once is there a hole right here. It's so intentional, like what?
No, that was Chris Sims. That wasn't me.
I'm with him,
wear a shirt.
It's like hearing the my face joke again. My face or Insta face.
You think cut up sweatshirts
Right.
with Bill Belichick is over? Stop doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like putting a dolphin on.
I just thought it would be interesting if there was a story related to it, but there
not.
didn't appear to be any story associated with it.
It's his thing, and it's annoying. It annoys me.
Like if he had said something like, you know what, this was the last Navy sweatshirt my dad ever gave me, and so I wear it all the time, even with the holes. Like, oh, okay. Like something. There was not. Maybe there was, and they cut it out. It does
look like that. It looks like it's the enlarged lettering that isn't really centered up high. It's down low, and it looks like it's an older material that's thick. And it would have been cool if he said, you know what? This is the actual sweatshirt my dad wore when he coached here in, 1960, whatever. That would have been like, okay, I get it.
No, instead it was probably his handler thinking that this is kind of his idea. This is how we identify with Bill Belichick.
Also, not for nothing, but Navy football is another football team in the same sport that he's coaching in right now. So that'd be akin to him wearing a old Jets sweatshirt when he was with the Patriots.
Good point.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. I hadn't even thought of that.
Wear a shirt.
And it wasn't at Navy. They went to his high school?
Which is Annapolis. He went to Annapolis High School.
But was it? It's not on the Navy campus?
It's downtown, right next to it.
Okay, but it's just his high school.
Right.
But anyway, what does The Athletic have for us today, Tim McCone?
Yeah, they have a big, long story on why Hard Knocks with UNC fell apart. So apparently this got so far down the tracks, there was actually a press release that was circulating around the Combine because they were ready to announce this thing. Unfortunately, they say Jordan Hudson, Belichick's girlfriend, played an instrumental role in stopping the production related to her request to be heavily involved in the project. And then they go on to kind of lay out everything that happened. They say, according to documents obtained by The Athletic, NFL Films was scheduled to begin filming March 1st as part of a 2-month stint on campus that would delve behind the scenes into the 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach's first UNC team. Instead, on March 3rd, the NFL's vice president for commercial operations sent an email to North Carolina's council confirming they're not going to proceed with the production of the Belichick project. Quote, the conversation took a turn we were not comfortable with.
Oh.
And that was the end of it.
Oh.
They also have emails that show that Belichick was really excited about this whole project.
That's what we were talking about when we were talking about it.
And Belichick was ready to go and fired up about this whole thing.
Because he's an NFL Films guy. Yeah, he's tied in with these guys, Kenny Rogers and all that.
And then out of the clouds, it just kind of falls apart. But again, press release out. They had already decided where they were going to put the cameras and stuff like that in terms of like in the facility. They were going to have one in Lombardi's office, one in Belichick's office, all this stuff. And then out of nowhere, it just falls apart in the final 48 hours.
She killed the deal. Because why? She wanted to play producer for a day? Is that what it was?
Wanted to be heavily involved in the project and, quote, the conversation took a turn we were no longer comfortable with.
Oh, man. Florio wrote today that at some point the folks at North Carolina need to put some tar on their heels and take a stand. It's one thing for Belichick to claim he doesn't care what others think, even if he absolutely does, he writes. And he said, UNC has no such luxury. The objectively bad look of his book tour, punctuated by Jordan Hudson's decision to regard a slow-pitch softball interview like a bare-knuckled brawl, eventually becomes a bad reflection on the university. So that definitely could become a factor here.
Well, this is where it starts to cross. And then you show up at practice with what you call the wrestling robe, which seems like it's customized, and you don't just buy that off the street. Combined with the 6-inch boots, and you're out there, everybody sees you, and all the recruits are there. Like I said, at what point does this start affecting recruiting?
And one of the things you brought up was wearing a Navy sweatshirt when he works at UNC. Another odd part would be that Burge Nigerian was on an email. He works at a competing football program within the conference that Bill Belichick is coaching in. And he was on the email that Jordan Hudson posted on Instagram yesterday. It was one of the first things you said.
Yep, but that is regarding the book. That's the inner circle of the book. That's strictly book group.
But how do you think UNC feels about this? Like, wait, he's still talking to his guy who's at a competing school.
Well, the book's been written.
In
right?
the conference?
The book's been written. I mean, he hasn't had a snap yet. And nobody knows him better than that guy. That's his handler for 20 years.
Yeah,
right?
and he works at it. It'd be like, hey, you know what?
But nobody's done it better. He should call him and offer him 5 times as much as he's getting here.
Okay, but he's currently working
I get it.
on Bill's behalf, or is still in the inner circle while working
Probably
for a
advising
competing
on the
school?
book.
Yeah.
Making sure
Isn't that weird?
I don't think it's weird if he's being CC'd on. Was this story right in 19? Did this happen when we were playing, say, the Jets? Did it go down this way, Bears? And Bears would remember it because that's how particular he is.
But if I'm Bears, I'm pissed. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are you putting me in a situation where I have to even potentially answer questions?
Answer
about
for
this?
you right now.
Why would you publicly just air me out like that?
'Cause that's a
what
book.
are we doing?
Why are you throwing emails out there that show that I was talking to you about something or trying to help you with something?
Totally unnecessary
What
to
are you
drag
doing?
him into it. Yeah, 100%.
Thanks a lot, Jordan. Thanks. Appreciate
You
that.
can
I'm
blame
telling
her
you.
I will blame her for this, not
this-
Bears.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No,
This is
no,
her.
no.
She's the problem.
No. Yeah, and who's responsible for her being involved or being there to begin with?
Bill.
Okay, so blame Bill.
Yeah.
I would just say this. He's shortened his leash at UNC. That's what all of this has done. He must have success in season 1 or they might look to move on after a year because I don't think they're going to have a high tolerance for this if he's not winning. You're winning on the football field, you can pretty much forget that any of this happened. If you're not, they're going to hold it against him. They're not going to fire him now. He's at no risk of losing his job. But if this season doesn't go well, he will be in trouble there.
I told you this months ago that I know somebody that knows him and just said, like, I can't believe he's doing this. He goes, I'm not going to believe it until I actually see him on the sideline in an actual game.
There's prop bets out this morning about how long the relationship's going to last. Is he going to be the head coach longer than this relationship lasts? All that stuff is not what UNC signed up for when they hired Bill Belichick. It's crazy.
Where's the AD in all this? Has the AD said anything? Has he even talked to the AD? Who knows? Athletic director runs this stuff, right? It's a public institution.
But that
it's a state-run
relationship, according to
institution.
reports, is not great between those two.
Oh, really?
So,
Anybody? Chancellor? Where's he at on this?
What do you want them to say? Do they have anything to answer for right now?
When's the next time he's ever going to have a press conference?
so that
He's
statement,
required to.
that's
He may never have a press conference.
that statement not being released yesterday, the way that Jordan said it was going to be released. Who do you think stepped in and shut that down?
Him? What do you,
Or,
you wanna,
someone in the building there, the other guy being Mike Lombardi.
Maybe. Mike should know. Mike should know the noises out there.
Or did UNC finally get involved and say, "Hey, shut
Enough's
this
enough.
down"?
Yeah, especially with our school emails. Stop. Yeah, maybe. It seems like this thing grows day to day.
Got to get Wickersham down in North Carolina.
Oh boy.
He's got
Oh boy.
he's got the scoops. So that story continues today. Ridiculous. The whole thing looks ridiculous. No one saw this one coming. This whole thing had quieted down until this CBS interview happened on Sunday. Now it's back with a vengeance.